Alright, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be giving my MLB DraftKings picks for Friday, July 14th. We had a nice All-Star break, but we're back. It was a nice 4-day break off of DFS, but it feels good to be back breaking down Friday's slate. And before we get started with the picks, I did upload a tutorial video yesterday on Thursday. I did make a video going through which contests that I feel like work best for you guys, which contests you should enter, which contests that I like best on DK and FanDuel. So if you did not see that video yesterday, be sure to check that out. I will leave a link down in the description, or you can just go back on my channel and watch it from yesterday. I did get a lot of really good feedback on that video, so I'll be doing more videos like that in the future, because a lot of you guys said you really enjoyed it and it really helped you. So be sure to check that video out yesterday if you did not see it. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started with today's slate. Alright, so looking at Friday's slate, we got a 15-game slate, a full slate today, back on this Friday. Just looking at pitching today, pitching is actually kind of loaded for this slate. You do have some studs up top. You got Carrasco and DeGrom. Those are your two guys over 10K. And then at the mid-range, you do have some really good mid-range options as well. So I definitely think that there are multiple ways that you can go. But just looking at the studs up top, I really like Carlos Carrasco today. Is my SP1 at 12,100. This is such a good spot for Carrasco. He's going to be pitching in Oakland, a very pitcher-friendly park. And we know Oakland strikes out a ton versus right-handed pitching. If you look at how they've done versus righties this year, they're striking out second most in the league, striking out 25.4% of the time. And if you look at how they hit righties, they're not hitting righties well at all, only hitting a 239 average and a 321 WOBA. So this is a really good spot for Carrasco. He's already faced this team once this year, pitched 7 innings against them, allowed 2 runs, got 7 strikeouts, finished with 26 DraftKings points. So Carrasco has already seen this team once this year and done very well against them. Expecting another good game from Carrasco. I think he's easily going to be able to get 20 to 25 DraftKings points without a problem. The price tag is a little high on Carrasco, but there are some really good cheap pitchers and some really good underpriced hitters as well. So I think it's pretty easy to fit those stud pitchers up top if you want to pay up for them. So I'm going to be paying up for Carlos Carrasco today as my SP1 at 12,100. And then for my SP2, like I said, there are some really good cheap SP2s that I like. So the guy that I like for my SP2 is going to be Charlie Morton at 6,900, getting a matchup against the Twins. I think Charlie Morton is way too cheap today at 6,900. I was looking through his game logs, and he's pitched 11 games this year. And of those 11 games, he's only had 3 games where he scored less than 16 DraftKings points. So Morton has been really consistent this year. And at just 6,900, we're not going to need much from him at all to return value on that price tag. So I really like Charlie Morton today as my SP2. If you look at how the Twins are versus righties, they're about an average team in pretty much all categories. They have an average K rate. They rank 14th in strikeout rate, striking out 22.3% of the time. And if you look at average and WOBA, they're hitting a 256 average versus righties and a 325 WOBA. And I was looking at those ranks, and I think the average ranks about 13th or 14th, and same with WOBA. So they're a middle-of-the-pack team versus righties. So they're not really an offense that you're going to be scared of. And if you look at Morton's splits, he actually pitches a little bit better at home as well. Through 7 games at home this year, Morton has averaged 19 DraftKings points. And through 4 games on the road, he has only averaged 14 DK points. So this is a really good spot for Charlie Morton. He's very cheap as well at just 6,900. Really like pairing him with Carrasco with that cheap price tag. I definitely think he's going to be able to return value on that cheap price. So I like Charlie Morton today as my SP2 at just 6,900. When you plug in Carrasco and Morton as your 2 pitchers, that leaves you an average of over 3,800 remaining per player. So we do have some salary to work with. Like I said earlier, there are some really good underpriced hitters today. So I definitely think it's going to be pretty easy to fit those stud pitchers in. So the first hitter that I like is going to be a value play, a guy under 4K, and that's at first base. I really like Matt Carpenter today at just 3,800, getting a matchup against Garrett Cole. This is a really great spot for Carpenter, and his price tag is also, he's severely underpriced. He should not be 3,800. He's actually been hitting the ball very well before the All-Star break. In his last 4 games before the break, he put up 8, 8, 9, and 11 DraftKings points. So he was very consistent before the break. If you look at the matchup versus Garrett Cole, it is a really good matchup. Garrett Cole does struggle against lefties. So far this year, he's given up a 367 WOBA to lefties. And if you look at the home runs per 9, Garrett Cole has also been giving up a lot of home runs to lefties, 2.25 home run per 9. And if you look at the hard contact, he does give up a ton of hard contact to lefties, 42.1% hard contact and 41.5% medium contact. So when you combine those two numbers, that's over 83% hard and medium contact to lefties. So Garrett Cole has been getting crushed by lefties. And if you look at BVP, Matt Carpenter also has some really good BVP going in his favor. It's actually a really good sample size as well. 32 at-bats against Garrett Cole. Carpenter has had 12 hits. 4 of those hits have actually been home runs. He's batting .375 against Garrett Cole in 32 at-bats. So Carpenter has seen him very well, and I definitely think that is going to continue today. I'm expecting Matt Carpenter to have a very good game. And at just $3,800, he looks like a great value at that cheap price tag. Really think that he is way underpriced. So I like Matt Carpenter today at first base value for just $3,800. Then for my next play, going to be going to second base, a mid-range guy that I like, but another guy that I think is way underpriced, and that's Robinson Cano, $4,200, getting a matchup against James Shields. Cano is also in a very good spot today. He's going to be coming fresh off his All-Star Game MVP. Cano did win the MVP in the All-Star Game. I believe he got a Corvette. So you know he's feeling really good about himself. And he's going to be in a great spot today against James Shields. James Shields is another guy that has been getting crushed by lefties. So far this year versus lefties, he's given up a .430 WOBA. And then home runs per 9. He's another guy that gives up a ton of home runs to lefties. 3.94 home run per 9 to lefties. So James Shields, another guy that's really been struggling against lefties. And if you look at BVP, this is what really makes me like Cano today. It's a huge sample size against James Shields and 90 at-bats against Shields. Cano has had 37 hits against him. 16 of those hits have been extra base hits. 5 of those hits have been home runs. He's batting .411 against James Shields and 90 at-bats. So Cano is in a really good spot today. He's got a huge sample size of BVP going in his favor as well. I really like Robinson Cano today at just $4,200. Definitely think that he is way underpriced as well for this matchup. You know he's going to be feeling really good about himself coming off that All-Star Game MVP. So I like Robinson Cano today at second base for just $4,200. And then for my final play, we're going to be going to the outfield. A guy that I think is way underpriced, a guy that I think DraftKings definitely got his pricing wrong today. And that's Corey Dickerson at just $3,500, getting a matchup against Ricky Nolasco. Now, right now, as I'm recording this video, DraftKings doesn't have the probable starter up, but I pulled up Fantasy Labs, their projected lineups or whatever, and Nolasco is listed as the starter, so Nolasco should be pitching today for the Angels. I am recording this video a little bit earlier than normal. I'm recording it Thursday afternoon. So if things do change and Nolasco somehow isn't the starter, I will update my 5 on Twitter. So be sure you're following me on Twitter at the DFS_GOAT. But looking into Dickerson today, if he does go up against Nolasco, I think Dickerson is a great play today for value at just $3,500. He is way underpriced in my opinion. If you look at how Nolasco has done versus lefties this year, it's another guy that hasn't fared well against lefties. So far this year versus lefties, he's given up a .345 WOBA. And if you look at home runs, he also gives up home runs to lefties, a 1.78 home run per 9. And if you look at the hard contact, he's another guy that's been getting hit really hard by lefties. 34.6% hard contact rate and 51.9% medium contact. When you combine those two numbers, that's nearly 86% medium and hard contact to lefties. So Nolasco has also been getting crushed by lefties. So I absolutely love Corey Dickerson today for outfield value. Like I said, I definitely think that he is underpriced at $3,500. I know he was a little cold before the All-Star break, but I'm expecting him to have a really good game. He's in a really good spot today. So I like Corey Dickerson for outfield value at just $3,500. And yeah, so these are my 5 plays for tonight, guys. I went with Carlos Carrasco, Charlie Morton, Matt Carpenter, Robinson Cano, and Corey Dickerson. When you plug these 5 guys in your lineup, that leaves you an average of $3,900 remaining per player. So you do have some salary to work with. Just plug in a couple value plays and build around this 5. Or if you want to get my full lineups, then be sure to follow me on Twitter at the DFS_GOAT. My lineups are $5 a day, or you can get a week of lineups for $25. So be sure to message me on Twitter if you are interested in that. Or if you just have any questions about the slate or need to ask me something, you can contact me on Twitter as well at the DFS_GOAT. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like the video and subscribe if you enjoyed. If this is your first time on my channel, please be sure to subscribe. I do upload these videos pretty much every day, so I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe. And if you never want to miss out on any videos, if you scroll down to where the subscribe button is, there is a bell icon. If you click that bell icon next to the subscribe button, that'll notify you every time I upload. So be sure to do that as well if you never want to miss out on any videos. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Like I said at the beginning of the video, be sure to check out that tutorial video I did yesterday about which contest you should enter. I definitely think that video will help you out if you've been having troubles with contests and which contest you should enter. So be sure to check that video out if you did miss it. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Good luck tonight, guys. Peace.
No need to pretend. She got a little bit of drama with her friends. She got a little bit of drama with her friends. She got a little bit of drama with her friends. She got a little bit of drama with her friends. She got a little bit of drama with her friends. She got a little bit of drama with her friends. She got a little bit of drama with her friends, yeah. No need to pretend. She got a little bit of drama.